So first, take these off with either your 10 mil. Well. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Motors and Mischief. Today's episode, we are working on this 2014 Mini Countryman. This video is designed to be a how-to video for people who have never worked on a car before. So you've got a Mini Countryman, it needs a battery, and you want to know if you can take care of it yourself. You absolutely can, and we're going to show you how. We're going to show you the exact tools that you need, and we're going to give you step-by-step instructions on how to change the battery. It's really easy. This is a great way for you to get started on wrenching on your own car, save yourself a little bit of money, and understand how the car works. So first thing we need to do is lay out what tools you're going to need. So let's take a look at those. You're going to need a ratchet with a 10 millimeter socket. I use a deep. You don't have to. The deep is a little easier. You need a 15 millimeter wrench to take off the windshield wiper, and then you need a deep extension or long extension to be able to get down next to the battery to get the battery to hold down. So obviously this can be 2 or 3 smaller extensions hooked together, but you do need about this length. So all right, let's get going on the car. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is pop the hood, and your battery is right underneath here. So just grab this, it pops right out, set that aside, and then you've got 2 10 millimeter plastic nuts right here and right here. Let's go ahead and undo those. 1 and 2. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pull this off. All right, once those are both out, then you pop this off right here, and you take this bolt out. This is a 15 millimeter. You can use either a wrench or a ratchet, depending on what you have. Let's try closing this. Lifting this up.
I need to let go.
There we go. Okay, with that off, you've got 3 little clips right here that need to be popped straight up. You can do it with your hand. Once those are all done, this top part just pops out and pull that clear. Okay, once the battery is exposed, your cables are right here. This is a 10 millimeter, so just loosen that up. And this is a 10 millimeter also, loosen that one. Okay, they do not have to come all the way off, they just need to be loosened. We'll pull that off for now and put it back later. And negative is the same way. Okay, to get the battery hold down off, you're going to need a rather long extension. And let me show you where that bolt is. It is, you guessed it, another 10 millimeter, and it's right down there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull that hold down out. And then the battery will come right out. Okay. All right, guys, next thing to do is to go get a brand new battery. So we're going to take this down for the core charge, and we're actually going to go to Costco because Costco, at least in our area, has interstate batteries. And I love interstate batteries. We used to use them when I worked at Mercedes-Benz as the alternative battery if people didn't want the factory Mercedes batteries. So had a ton of good luck with those. So we're going to run to Costco, get that battery. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back from Costco, and Costco did have the interstate battery. Great batteries. Costco is super helpful, like they always are. And we got it back, and we're ready to install it. So battery goes in. We'll show you a trick for hooking the bolt back down to hold it down, and then cables get hooked up and put this thing back together. So first thing, battery in. Oh, you know what, guys? Check this out. So one thing I don't know if we talked about is this vent tube right here. I pulled this off of the old battery, and there's a hole right here that this just pops into, like that. And this takes any of the gases from the battery, and it vents them into this tube right here. So that just needs to get hooked up to this when you put it back in. So just try not to forget about that when it goes back in. There we go. Okay. All right, so now that battery is back in, we need to get the battery hold down back on there. When you get the battery hold down back on there, and as you can see, this has to go down right here, and there's only like an inch of space in there. So I'll show you a trick. We're going to take our 10 millimeter, and we're going to take some tape. We're actually going to very lightly tape the socket to the bolt. Okay, just like that. And then that way that'll stay on the end there. And then we'll hook our extension on here. And then let's try this again. There we go. That time it went in perfect. So then you just tighten that up. And then when you pull it out, of course, the bolt stays behind and your tape comes off. Okay, now we're going to hook on the battery cables. So you want to do the positive one first, and we need to put this back on. So that just goes right in there like that. And this goes on there. Okay, now we're going to hook on the battery cables. So you want to do the positive one first, and we need to put this back on. So that just goes right in there like that. And this goes on there. And then this one. Okay, and that's in and ready to go. All right, next is to get our cover back into place. And that slides back in underneath in the upper corner there, and you kind of set it into place Make sure that you got everything lined up. And then you just push and get this to pop back in against the windshield. You'll hear it click when it goes in. There. Okay, just like that. And then, yeah, those clips all actually just fell into place on their own. So those are the 3 clips that we had right there. So then we just need to put the 2 nuts back into place here. Careful not to drop them into the bottomless abyss. All right. I gotta get the wiper back in place. And you line up the bottom of the bumper with the black part of the windshield wiper there, which is where it was before. Put our 15 back on, tighten that down. Put our cap back on. And then put this back in. This goes this direction because you'll see that there is a extra little tab right here that keeps it from being able to go in like that. So it can only go in like this. And that's it, guys. Battery's back in. It's ready to go. Oh, sorry. Last thing, this. Go ahead and put our trim piece back into place. And that just pushes on. Okay. Now we're done. All right, so now the big test. Let's go ahead and make sure it fires up. Beautiful. All right, guys, and that is it. Super simple. Okay, guys, that's it. Got the battery changed. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you did, like, subscribe. Yeah, really appreciate all the love and support. And I love you. Catch you on the next one. All right, stop filming. Apartment right here. So let's go ahead and zoom up. Let's do that over again without me telling you. So I have to edit it out. Okay, so we're going to take off this bolt and this bolt. Notice right here that this goes all the way down. If you drop the bolt down inside there, it will go all the way to the bottom of the fender. So be super careful, not the bolt and nut. So be super careful as you remove this. Do that. So be super careful as you remove this that you don't drop it down inside there. Okay, guys, and then let me show you just real quick. If you do drop that down inside there, the way you get to it is there's 2 8mm bolts right here. You just unscrew those, and then underneath here there is a plastic push clip. You pop that out and this entire plastic trim piece will tilt down and you can get your nut back out. Don't ask us how we know that.